through a war film entitled Sniper. There will be spoilers ahead, chill out and enjoy. The movie begins when a group of Chinese snipers called the 5th Squad are in a lookout on a snowy hill. The squad leader Lu Wenwu devises a plan while using his binoculars to spot distant enemies. He assigns a task to his squad on how to take down American soldiers inside their moving trucks. On his mark, they ready their rifles as they aim at their targets to shoot them all. One of them misses a target and Lu furiously yells as he sets his rifle to shoot the running American soldier. To their surprise, the soldier opens fire at them with his autoloading rifle. Lu immediately starts to roll sideways to get away from the shooting site as the squad hastily conceal. As the gunfire continues, Lu points his rifle towards the target, and the bullet passes straight through his head. After a while, Lu shoutingly calls each of his squad's names and they all respond. On a different day, a group of American soldiers in white long garments gather in their barracks while waiting to roll out. Captain William approaches them and then heads next to where their leader is. John, their leader, holds hostage 2 of the 5th Squad intelligence agents to use for his next plan against Lu and his squad. He tracks Lu for months and devises a strategy to capture him in accordance with the Congress's directive. Captain William warns him afterwards. On a cold morning, the 5th Squad gathers to chatter in their barracks while sipping their hot bowl of soup. Minutes later, Lu arrives to notify them of their new mission. They will head straight to the valley where the ambush on 2 intelligence agents took place. Chen complains when Lu commands him to not take part in the mission. Chen obeys, he stays and conducts the interview. Meanwhile, the interviewers arrive only to see a different soldier despite requesting to interview Lu several times. The captain persuades them to push through the interview with Chen, an underling and subordinate of Lu. After a while, the interviewers ask Chen several questions about the 5th Squad and Lu, specifically. He replies truthfully by expressing his disappointment at not being involved in the endeavor. Liang, his friend, might be one of the intelligence agents ambushed yesterday, thus he is persistent to travel with the squad. He begs the captain to let him go, and the captain promptly grants his request. On the way to the valley, Chen manages to keep track with the 5th Squad. They spread out whilst Lu uses his binoculars to view the 2 distant bodies lying on the ground, unconscious. Chen's intuition is accurate. Liang is one of the intelligence agents captured. A short while later, the squad carefully moves closer to the bodies while Lu is on the lookout. 4 of them carry the bodies when all of a sudden, Lu sees a light reflecting from a distance and screams loudly. The squad panically runs, 3 of them die. Yi, one of the members of the squad, is anxious to assist his bleeding subordinate, but when Lu orders him to stop, he ignores the order. He tries to get the first aid kit by running toward Chen, but John shoots him before he reaches the kit. Lu shouts in outrage. Sometime later, Lu devises a strategy to make Chen and Shu, his subordinate, move closer to them. Chen grabs his spoon to use as a mirror to see the enemies. As they are aware of the enemy's whereabouts, Lu aims his rifle at them while Chen and Shu start moving. He shot one of the enemies in the head, shocking the enemy's troops. Lui runs over to Chen and yells violently at him, blaming him for Yi's passing. Meanwhile, a Korean boy named Yuan arrives on the battlefield looking for Liang's body. Yuan drags Liang by his feet when suddenly, John and Lu open fire consecutively near him to catch his attention. Shortly afterwards, the enemies lure Yuan and take hold of him. The 5th Squad swiftly comes up with a strategy to obtain the intelligence agent's body while the enemies are sidetracked. One of the squad members, Chubby, has a large metal shield on his back that is attached to a rope the group is holding. John shoots him repeatedly, but he is unharmed or uninjured in any way. Until such time, the rope snaps as John decides to shoot it. Chubby remains steady holding the heavy metal with both of his hands. His hands and head are shot next as his shield falls to the ground, leaving the squad completely devastated. Subsequently, Yuan, captured by the enemies, reappears and starts injecting Liang as per the enemy's instruction. The moment Liang opens his eyes, the entire squad is flabbergasted. Yuan speaks and lays next to him minutes before he leaves the battlefield. Afterwards, Lu devises a plan again. 2 of the squad digs the trench deeper to catch the attention of the enemies. As expected, 2 of the enemies aim at them. Chen and Lu, on the other hand, stay alert and keen. As the enemies fall for their ruse, Chen and Lu each fire a shot, killing both of them. As a revenge, John continuously shoots the bomb placed on a distant where 2 members of the 5th Squad is heading. Both end up dead with the body completely injured. Due to their emotional state, Lu and Chen shoot an enemy from a distance, leaving him dead and with a bullet in his head. His body collapses, frightening the group. Later, the 5th Squad moves closer to Liang's body and sings loudly to try to stir him. Jack, one of the enemies, suddenly begins speaking over a loudspeaker in Chinese. They ought to negotiate by sending Liang back to them in exchange for Lu. Lu agrees to the negotiation without any hesitation at all. Eventually, Lu gets up and slowly makes his way toward the enemy's base. His subordinate Laoer is walking behind him to take Liang's body later on. Lu uses hand signals to point out Liang's body to be sent back first before he proceeds to the enemy's base. Following their agreement, Laoer promptly carries Liang on his back. As the trading is going well, Lu is nearing the enemy's base whereas Laoer is abruptly shot on his legs, which startles them all. When Lu is severely agitated, he starts to pull his grenade and run to the enemy's base. It explodes along with his body and one of the foes, torching the entire base. On the other hand, Laoer cannot move properly due to his injured legs. Chen throws a rope to them to pull Liang's body first and then Laoer comes after. Captain Williams is the one that orders the unexpected shooting. He unexpectedly shows up with tons of soldiers. He calls John and shoutingly notify him of his mistake of letting Liang go. He learns that Liang is in possession of some crucial information that they overlooked. Meanwhile, as Laoer is about to wrap the rope around the unconscious body of Liang, John conspires to shoot him. Their deals are off anyway. He bleeds his mouth and ends up dead from a bullet that goes straight to his chest. He leaves the mission all in Chen's hands. Immediately, Liang opens his eyes and starts to stretch out bandages from his body. He shakingly writes something down on the bandage using his blood as he sees Chen from a distance using Lu's binoculars. At once, Captain Williams commands John to stop Liang from passing the intel without killing him. John shoots Liang's hand twice, assuming he isn't able to pass on the message. Subsequently, Chen flees the area when Captain Williams' armed troop gathers to bring up Liang. Liang is compelled to put on a stretcher. Later, he injects himself with air to end his life. Chen shoots his hand holding an injection, but he is too late. He then shifts positions to aim at another soldier before moving on to the next one. Without missing a shot or being discovered by the enemy, he kills the troop. After a while, Chen uses his binoculars to see if Liang is still alive. Liang's eyes are wide open, blood all over his body and no signs of breathing at all. Chen is sobbing distressingly as he lost his best friend. He departs right away and devises a strategy on his own. Meanwhile, Captain Williams explodes at John, blaming him for Liang's passing. When he continuously speaks on the line, John becomes agitated and immediately points his weapon to his location only a few meters away. He didn't follow through on his rash plan to shoot him. By then, a large number of tanks and weapons reach the battlefield. They continuously target the hill where Chen is hiding. Unaware of his exact location, the hill is completely blasted. Chen, however, moves a great distance away from the hill. He stands a meter away from Captain Williams and points his weapon in his direction. Subconsciously, Captain Williams ends up with a bullet in his head. The order halts when Chen completely outwits them. Troops under Captain William leave the scene as they are driven away by John. Afterwards, Yuan appears again only to find Liang dead with his eyes wide open. With Yuan's sudden reappearance, John uses this opportunity to hold him captive until they escape and arrive at court-martial. Later that day, inside the moving tank, John together with his ally, Jack, is about to depart the area with Yuan. Ahead from the tank, Chen is positioned to wait for them to cross the path where he sets his bomb trap. The tank malfunctions as the bomb explodes right to its tank tread. The thick smoke that surrounds John and the other people within the tank prevents them from breathing properly. They see Chen's movement after peering through the bulletproof glass of the tank. Feared, they follow Chen's movement with a loaded tank gun and shoot him repeatedly. Meanwhile, unharmed Chen lies down to shoot each bulletproof glass in the tank to remove the enemy's visual. As the tank shooting continues, John is able to hit Chen's side. He stops. When all of the tank's ammunition is used up, Jack partly opens the tank hatch. As he quickly closes the hatch, the bullet goes right through his head. John is emotionally devastated with Jack's death. He prepares 2 rifles and goes beneath the tank. In the distance, Chen crawls his way to hide in a big rock while bleeding the ground of snow. He stops the bleeding with a cloth and wraps it tight with his belt. After a while, he throws a grenade but is far distant to John. John laughs. Minutes later, John shoutingly introduces himself to Chen. He never heard of Chen before and he is astonished by his shooting skills that he assumed might have been from Lu's teaching. As the talking stops, John positions himself in the front side of the tank while deceiving Chen of another rifle placed on a different side of the tank. After a while, Chen utilizes an old spoon trick again to use its reflection to see where John is located. John is distracted by the spoon and shoots it whilst Chen is able to locate him and shoots him afterwards. The bullet goes straight into John's rifle, then passes through his head. John dies instantly. When the gunfire stops, Chen gets up to pick up his spoon. Afterward, he moves toward the tank and grabs John by his clothes. When he looks through his clothing, he discovers a folded newspaper containing images of Lu and 2 other people. As he touches Lu's photo, Chen is brought to tears. Sometime later, when Chen enters the tank, he discovers Yuan inside with his mouth covered and body tied in a rope. Chen assists him and subsequently requests candy. Back then, Liang is able to record his information in his bandage and display it to Chen right before he gets shot in his hands. The words child, candy are scrawled on the bandage. Yuan grabs something from his hair and Chen quickly helps him out. A candy was placed on his head when he lay next to Liang hours ago. It contains a small crumpled paper that Chen manages to take out. Later that day, Chen and Yuan are surprised to see a group of soldiers who come to their rescue. Chen goes straight to the captain and passes on Liang's intel that will resolve the impending dispute. He emotionally informs the captain of the death of Liang and other 5th Squad members. He curiously asks if they find Lu, but they only manage to see his belongings. Chen cries his eyes out. The movie ends when the captain roll calls each 5th Squad name and is answered by different Chinese soldiers with them. Chen salutes to the captain afterwards. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this and to help the channel grow.